Welcome everybody back for another NFL Week 18. We out here chasing money just like the players in the NFL with these incentives. I got my top 5 incentive bets. Come on in. Let's go. Welcome everybody back for another episode of the MoneyPot Betting Show. I am the host, the CEO, the president. They call me Moss Money. And NFL Week 18, the last week, and we want to still keep betting, but we don't know what to bet because these games are just so off. You got players not playing and some are, and then some doing this and some doing that, some chasing legacy, all this other stuff. But how did we bet this week? And in this show, I'm going to show you my top 5 incentive-based bets that I like. Now, you guys have seen all the information out there and the data saying that this person can do this person do that. These are the top 5 ones that mean to me to make most sense, especially with the game flow. And there's something still in line with the game. So let's get right into it. Make sure you get your pen, get your paper, get your pad. Come on in and let's make some money. All right, let's switch up the view real quick. Let's bring our number 1 top best bet for NFL Week 18 in terms of incentive-based betting. We're going Mr. Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow has a lot on the line, not only just playoffs, but being, I think it's the 9th person to ever pass for over 5,000 yards. He's currently 345 yards away, I think. So there's a popular bet out there for him to go over 350 yards passing yards. So those are the top incentive bet for him to go. So only 9 players have passed for more than 5,000 yards. He's 359 yards away. My apologies. And, you know, with Chase Brown being out, they're just going to throw in this game. So I do like this bet as one of my top bets, but I'm going to switch it up for you a little bit here. Let me bring up what the real odds are real quick because I already put the bet in, so I just want to make sure that I get the correct odds on here. I'm not going to go for 300. I'm sorry, 350. I'm going to switch it up, and it's just because of game flow, because they still have to win this game, believe it or not. Like there's still a reason for them winning the game. So you guys want to get this bet in now because this game is the late game for 8:30. But what we're going to do is this. I'm going to take this down, right? I'm going to switch it up. We're going to go over 200, pretty much 300 yards, but the line is actually 299.5. That bet right there is going to pay us plus 120. So this is my favorite bet of all the incentives. I think Joe Burrow is going to crush this bet. He's passed for over 300 yards, 6 out of the, I think 6 or 7 times out of this year. He's going to get it. He's a dark horse for off. I mean, people are saying MVP, but I think he's a dark horse for offensive player of the year. I mean, I know Saquon got to 2,000 yards. It just makes sense to Saquon. The odds and numbers say Saquon. But if Burrow goes nuts, throws for 500 yards, no, I'm sorry, throws for 5,000 yards and gets anywhere close to 50 touchdowns, man, that's tough. That's tough, especially when Barkley sat and he could have got the record. Because if he got the record, he was a shoo-in for Offensive Player of the Year. He probably is a shoo-in for Offensive Player of the Year anyway. But still, I mean, they got to give running back something at this point, but man, Burrow's having a special year. Another bet I want to add to this as well, for guys out there looking to bet Joe Burrow as well. His touchdown passes, again, I said this already. No Chase Brown. He was their best running back, had well over 900 yards. I think he was on his way to over 200 yards. But let me update this. Touchdown passes. Now these odds are not super long, but I love plus money. Can't be mad at plus money. I like Joe Burrow over 2.5 touchdown passes today as well. So I think he goes for 3 or 4 touchdowns. You can get a little bit greedy and go for the 3 touchdown, 3.5. I think 3.5 is plus 430. I like that bet as well, but I think he definitely throws for at least 3. So I like this with the marginal, with the plus money, the plus 28 cents on a dollar. So you can give me that bet as well. Now, here's another one that I really like too. This is a same game parlay with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. All right. It's going to be both these bets. It's going to be over 2.5 touchdown passes plus 128. And if he throws more than 3 touchdown passes, he's throwing one to Chase. Believe that. So Chase right now to score a touchdown is minus 167. Then we add in the over passing yards for Joe Burrow for over 299.5 yards. Those 2 bets I just showed you, that's a same game parlay that pays plus 524. So that's a 5-to-1 bet on your money. So I really, really like that play. I already put a unit play on that one. So go ahead and lock those 3 bets in for the Cincinnati Bengals and Steelers game. Steelers, they're in the playoffs. So I'm not sure what they're going to be like. They're limping in the playoffs, which is what they don't want to do. But at the same time, there's no reason to get anybody hurt. So the Bengals need a lot of help to get in. I think they need the Broncos to lose and they need the Dolphins to lose, which is probably not going to happen. But you can best believe Burrow and those guys are chasing some incentives as well. Chase is going for the Triple Crown. Hasn't been done since Cooper Kupp. Triple Crown is most receiving yards, most touchdown yards, and most receptions by a receiver. I'm pretty sure he's going to get it. So I don't know if force feeding him the ball is the greatest thing. Higgins is kind of banged up too as well. So the game flow to me, it just sounds like Joe Burrow. All this really wouldn't surprise me if Joe Burrow finished his game with 350 yards passing, 4 touchdowns. It would not surprise me. Really wouldn't. So yeah, that is my number 1 best bets for incentive basis all on Burrow today. I just think the game flow makes too much sense. But earlier in that week, or earlier in that game with the the Cleveland Browns and the Ravens, there's a nice little nugget I found in that game. And this is it. Give me Jerry Jeudy. And what am I talking about Jerry Jeudy for? Cleveland stinks. They're 3-13. Like they're going with Zappy. If you guys remember him, he played on the Patriots over was it DTR, I think his name is. So they're going over with that. And it's just like, why this? Ravens could still win the division, so Ravens going to be playing this game. I know there's a lot of incentive base for honorable mention for Derrick Henry to score another touchdown. I believe he's going to break some type of Ravens record, if I'm not mistaken. But here's the key with Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy right now has a career high 84 receptions, but he could break the all-time single season record shared by Ozzie Newsman. He did it in 1983, 1984, and Kellen Winslow Jr. in 2006 to have over he needs 5, have over 90 receptions in a season for the Cleveland Browns. I think they give him this bet, get him this record. And not only even that, Cleveland has nobody in terms of receiving size. David Njigbu is out. Jerome Ford is out. Pierre Strong out. Jordan Hicks out. Cedric Tillman out with a concussion. They're all out. It's just Jeudy. So do not be surprised if Jeudy has easily 7 to 9 receptions in this game. I think he's just coming off a game where he had 11 receptions. So, and the Baltimore secondary has not been playing that well. They've been playing a little bit better, but they're still statistically not good. Oh man, Jerry Jeudy's going to have a game today, I think, y'all. So this one I absolutely love. Jerry Jeudy over 5.5 receptions plus 118. I absolutely love that bet. That's a big bet for me today as well. So go ahead and check that out. So those are the 2 games for Saturday. Those are the 2 incentive bets. Even though I gave you 3 for Burrow, any one of those for Burrow I really like, but Burrow's my number 1 incentive guy for the week, because I think that he is a cocky quarterback who wants numbers. He can say it all at once that it doesn't matter. I absolutely think it matters to him. I think he wants numbers. I think he wants awards, and I think he wants, if he's not going to get in the playoffs, he's going to get something. So I think Joe Burrow's going to go for it today. And then just by not having anybody, right? Cleveland's going to have to throw the ball. They don't have any running backs to run the ball, really, or at least proven running backs. Let me look at that. Who is their running back? If Ford is out, we know Chubb is out. Oh, Foreman. I guess, yeah, Foreman. But, yeah, man. Foreman, you got, like, they're all out. Like, it's so crazy. They'll be throwing the ball, man. They're going to be throwing the ball a lot. I think Judy might get like 10 catches again. He had 11 last game, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, he had 12 catches for 94 yards, 18 targets. I love this bet, man. This is a gem. Absolute gem. All right. Let's go to the Sunday games. Now, there's a lot of obvious ones out there, so I think I'll start with those. The biggest one that's everywhere is Mike Evans to get his numbers and to get his 1,000 yards to tie the great Jerry Rice with a 11 season in a row with 1,000 yards. So looking at the numbers here, he needs 5 catches, 85 yards for a $3 million bonus. And then that gets him close over the 1,000 yard chase for Jerry Rice's record. So we know that they're going to force feed him the ball. Right now, one of the better bets is him to get pretty much 100 yards receiving. But what I do like, though, for him is just like with Jerry Jeudy, they're going to force feed him the ball. Okay? They're going to force feed him the ball. Now, whether he gets the yards or not doesn't really matter. What is going to be important is that he's going to get the ball often and early, and they might try to do it really early before, so they can take them out. They've already made the playoffs. They are playing for something, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're still playing for the division lead versus with Atlanta. So it's minus 110 here. Let me update this bet as well. Over. So let's add this. Receptions. I like his receptions. I know it's not plus money, but Mike Evans over 6.5 receptions seems a lot more better than me, because I just think that when you look at this team, Baker's having an unbelievable year, and they've been throwing the ball a lot. They're going against a bad New Orleans Saints team with a bad secondary. I believe they give up the 5th most receiving yards to opposite receivers. So this, to me, makes a lot of sense. I think he also gets another incentive for getting over 70 catches when he has 65 right now. So I think they're going to force feed him the ball, like, again, double digit targets in 2 of the last 5. He had 9, 8, 11, 5, and 12 targets. He had 8 catches, 5 catches, 9 catches, 4 catches, and 8 catches. So he's crossed this number 3 times out of the last 5. Last time he went against New Orleans, not too much of a big game in NO. I think they lost. Did they lose that game? No, they bombed on them, 51. But Chris Godwin was there too as well. And Sean Tucker ran wild on him. So really wasn't much for Mike Evans to really do in that game. But yeah, man, give me, and I think, if I'm even mistaken, I think Lattimore was probably still on the Saints at that time as well. So big difference here. But I really like this bet versus the receiving yards. I do like Mike Evans to score here as well. But yeah, give me Mike Evans over 6.5 receptions minus 108. Really like that bet as well. Let's keep the train moving. All right. Another popular bet that we're seeing out here that I do like as well. Can't hate Zach Ertz. Now, Zach, there's a lot of incentives going on for Ertz as of right now. I don't like them all, and I'm not going to lie to you. I don't like all Zach Ertz incentives right now, but I know he needs 90 yards, 2 touchdowns, and I believe like 5 or 6 receptions to kind of get some of his bonuses. I think he has the highest need for bonuses in the league. Like he can get almost like $4 million in bonuses if I'm not mistaken. So with that being said, I like him at any time touchdown. In 4 games he's played against, who are they playing again? I almost forgot. Let me get my the Cowboys. I thought it was the Cowboys. I wasn't sure. And the games he's played in the Cowboys and the games he's played in the Cowboys, he scored. Interesting enough, he's had 6 touchdowns against the Cowboys. And out of those 4 games that he scored, he did score twice. So it's like a 50-50 chance he might score twice. So he might not like get the yards or the receptions, but I think he scores in this game. So my favorite bet for Zach Ertz is an anytime touchdown, right? I like the plus 160. I like the money. So give me anytime touchdown. You know, these players know about these incentives. So, and the money that comes with it. Now, with the 2 touchdown one, I don't know if that makes a lot of sense. It'd probably be really good in a parlay, to start a parlay and get a lot of odds on that. So that makes a lot of sense to do it like that. But I'm not sure, man. I'm not sure if I like this. I want to give out bets and make bets that are smart and that make a lot of sense. I don't want to chase. Right. That's the one thing with these incentive bets. I don't want to chase everything, but I want to make sense. Washington wants to win this game. I don't think they want to lose this game and have to come to Philly again and play us. That gives them confidence, but I think they want to go a different route. So I think they're going to try to play this game. Dallas is horrible. We all know that. Is Trey Lance playing in this game, or are they going Cooper Rush? I don't know. You saw what we did to them last week. So this game should be a wash. I like Washington by double digits. -6.5 is too low with a pretty decent Washington team, even though I called them frauds. But they know how to beat bad teams. So I like them to win too here as well. So anytime touchdown, maybe a two touchdown Ertz in a money line Washington, or even taking a line, probably pays out pretty well. But for me, I'm just doing the Zach Ertz anytime touchdown plus 160. I like the plus money. Lock me in for that. And for my last incentive bet, and I got one honorable mention that makes a lot of sense from a game flow perspective. But my last incentive bet here, let me bring him up. Mr. Davante Adams. Now, we all know about the Jets having a shitty-ass year, but they've been chasing this thing for a little bit, and I will chase with them here. So this could be the last game in Aaron Rodgers' career, and probably more likely the last with the Jets, and probably the last time he'll play with Davante Adams. So they want to add the 500 touchdown box. So they want to add the 500 touchdown pass to receiver, kind of box to their legacy. That $4.99, and that's where it stands. So I think this is a must bet. Whether they get it or not, I don't know. The Jets are horrible, but I think they're going to want to get this bet. This record kind of out of the way, at least end on a good note, whether they win or lose, just to add to his Hall of Fame career in Aaron Rodgers, and kind of like a going away present for him as well, because I seriously doubt he's back next year. He'll probably retire. So at plus 140, right? plus money for Devontae Adams to score in a game, even though it's meaningless. I think it's worth it. Worth the odds, worth the money. Lock me in. Give me plus 140 for Devontae Adams to score here. Makes a lot of sense to me. And for my last honorable mention bet, Cortland Sutton, man. Been a beast over in Denver with Bo Nix. And they're actually playing for something. They're going to be playing this game. They need to win to get why do they need to win? I think they need to win to get a berth still, right? Yeah, they win and they get in. Lose and it gets kind of murky. Yeah, that's it. So they're going to be playing this game against KC. KC obviously is resting a lot of their guys. So defensively, defensively, they're going to be obviously easily more susceptible to get some yards and be able to move the ball. But I think Spaz is still going to have those guys playing. So I don't know if this is the best bet, but like I said, it's an honorable mention. And he's their number one receiver on that team. And, he hasn't hit, 80 yards since against Cleveland, but he was on a run there and he kind of fell off. Last 3 games, 55, 50, 32. That's why I said it's honorable mention. But there is some incentive for him to get this number here. Let me see. So just a $500,000 net, to get 82 yards. It would bring him over 1,665 yards. So that's why I said. And last time they played, he had 70 yards and a touchdown in a game that meant something. So now this game doesn't mean something. It's a plus money bet. He's their number one receiver once again. I think that this makes a lot of sense to me. Like I said, it's an honorable mention. I got a couple other bets going in here. So if you want to make all these come together and do one big parlay, sure, be my guest. I think that's a really good way. You got a lot of plus money bets up here. Like I would be all over the Barrow, Judy, Ertz, Adams, and that would be the 4, right? As like a parlay to put together. Now you can get kind of crazy, right? You can get Barrow for over, 350 yards, Judy for over like 8 receptions, 2 touchdowns for Zach Ertz. Maybe a Mike Evans touchdowns, an Adams touchdown, and then the Sutton bet, right? That's got to be paying like probably like, I don't know, 20, 30 to 1 on that line. So if you want to go chasing, this is the week to go chase for sure. Because you're going to have guys that are playing that are going to score that you probably wouldn't expect to score. So this is a week to go chase a little bit here. But I think these top 5 bets with this honorable mention bets are the best laid incentive bets out there right now. I tweaked them a little bit compared to what some of the things you guys are seeing. But to me, think these are the best bets that you guys can put in this week for NFL week 18. If you like these incentive bets, go ahead and drop in MoneyPot betting in the comments. Happy hunting, happy betting. This is Moss Money. This is MoneyPot. We will see you guys next week for the playoffs. Let's go. Good luck.